The phrase "it's always darkest before it goes pitch black" is a clever twist on the age-old saying, "it's always darkest before the dawn," which traditionally offers hope in moments of despair. The original version suggests that no matter how challenging things may seem, they are bound to improve as the darkest moments give way to the light of a new beginning. However, this reimagined version turns that sentiment on its head, capturing the more unsettling and often ignored reality that sometimes, life's challenges don't immediately lead to a brighter future. Instead, they seem to intensify, becoming even more daunting, pushing individuals to the limits of their endurance before any hope for resolution emerges. This concept, though more ominous, is remarkably relatable. We've all encountered moments where it feels like life's trials only compound when we believe we've already reached rock bottom. Just when you think you've navigated through the thick of difficulties, whether in personal relationships, career struggles, health crises, or emotional turmoil, another curveball appears, and the situation deepens into something far more overwhelming than anticipated. This pitch-black moment can often feel like the final test, as if the universe is pushing you to the edge to see how much you can take. At times, it feels like the challenges are not only unresolved but multiplying, leaving you questioning whether things will ever improve. The darkness seems to stretch on indefinitely, leaving no hint of light at the end of the tunnel. The reality of these moments is an integral part of the human experience, and understanding this paradoxical aspect of life can make them more bearable. It's easy to find comfort in the idea that after a difficult time, something better will surely follow, but sometimes, life does not operate on a clear-cut trajectory of progress. Instead, it's often a jagged path filled with setbacks, unexpected hurdles, and periods of intense hardship. These moments can feel like an extension of your darkest hours, where it seems like there's no way out or that things might get worse before they improve. However, there is also a subtle truth embedded in this idea, that it is precisely in those darkest moments, in the face of overwhelming adversity, that the most profound transformations take place. It is in navigating through the pitch-black moments that people often discover inner strengths and resilience they never knew existed. Consider the process of personal growth, which often requires going through periods of deep discomfort, confusion, and even despair. Growth does not always happen in smooth, linear stages. Often, it comes after times when everything feels chaotic and out of control. The darkest moments in our lives, whether they involve loss, failure, or personal crises, are frequently the catalysts for the greatest change. These are the experiences that force us to reevaluate our assumptions, reassess our priorities, and rediscover our purpose. The weight of the challenges can lead to a deeper understanding of who we are and what we truly value. It is often through enduring pitch-black moments that we are forced to develop coping mechanisms, gain new perspectives, and find the courage to keep moving forward. On a societal level, this concept resonates in times of collective crisis as well. History is filled with examples of societal upheaval, wars, economic depressions, natural disasters, where it felt as though the world was descending into chaos and darkness. Yet, in many cases, these times of intense hardship have been followed by periods of profound societal change and renewal. The civil rights movement in the United States, for instance, came in the wake of centuries of oppression and injustice, with moments of brutal resistance and adversity leading to significant victories in equality and justice. The aftermath of World War II, one of the darkest times in modern history, led to the establishment of new international institutions aimed at promoting peace and cooperation. These examples illustrate the idea that, sometimes, society needs to reach a breaking point before significant changes can occur. The phrase also highlights a psychological phenomenon, the tendency for humans to focus on and feel the weight of the negatives in their lives, particularly when things are already difficult. When overwhelmed by adversity, people often fixate on the worst possible outcome, anticipating that their problems will only grow more intense. This can lead to a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness, making it difficult to see any potential for positive change. In those moments, it's easy to forget that life is dynamic, and situations can change in unexpected ways. While it may seem like things will never improve, history and personal experience show that even the most dire situations eventually shift, and there is often a breakthrough after the darkest times. Furthermore, this saying can also be viewed through the lens of the human condition and the philosophical concept of existentialism. Existentialists argue that life is filled with suffering and absurdity, but that meaning is something individuals must create for themselves through their choices and actions. In this framework, pitch-black moments are not just random misfortunes, but integral parts of the human experience that allow us to define our existence. It is in navigating through these moments of despair that individuals come to appreciate their freedom, their agency, and their ability to choose how they respond to the world around them. The lesson embedded in "It's always darkest before it goes pitch black" is not simply about enduring hardships, but about embracing the possibility of transformation in the midst of adversity. The phrase reminds us that the path to growth and change is not always clear, nor is it free of setbacks. The darkest times in life are often those that offer the most potential for development, because they force us to confront our deepest fears, limitations, and uncertainties. These moments test our resilience and our ability to adapt, and while they may seem insurmountable at the time, they ultimately shape who we become. In conclusion, the twist on the classic saying highlights the truth that life is full of unexpected turns, and that sometimes, the darkest moments don't immediately give way to light. Instead, they can deepen before they dissipate. This doesn't mean that hope is lost, rather, it underscores the fact that we are all capable of weathering storms, of enduring even the darkest moments, and finding a way to navigate through them. Just as the night gives way to dawn, and the pitch-black void eventually gives way to light, so too can our most difficult experiences lead to new beginnings, new perspectives, and new opportunities.